Okay, here is the flower arrangement that you'll be making. You're going to need 4 roses, 2 orange, 2 red, 4 sunflowers. Okay, and then you'll have 2 bunches of these right here. And let's see, those are called Hypericum greens. I believe that's how you pronounce it. This is what it looks from the top. Remember to take pictures of your arrangement. If it was me, I would take a picture up here and take a picture down here as well. Okay. Step 1, fill your vase a little more than halfway. Should be up to about here. Start with your roses. Cut them, not too long. Put them in the corners. Make sure they match across each other. Okay, so like this. As long as they're pretty close and they're laying on the edge, that's perfect. So do the same thing for this. And then we got the other one. This is a little long, but I'm going to keep it that way because I don't want it too short, because then they won't be in the water, or it's going to make it hard for the flowers to stay in place. You can always trim it later if it bothers you. The next thing is I'm going to cut I want my sunflowers a little longer than my roses, and I'm going to do 1 on each side basically. I would probably do 2 in the middle, and they're going to kind of fall on each side anyways, but just to kind of get 1 on the side, 2 in the middle, and then 1 on the side over here, like that. And that's what it looks like so far. Okay, then you're going to use these right here to fill in the space, kind of put them in between the sunflowers. I'm going to push them down in there so they're just kind of hanging out, kind of like a little accent. Do that on both sides. Okay, rearrange my roses where everything looks good. I want this more on the top, so I'll move that this way. Let's see, I want this. So like that. So I got roses here in the corners, and I got my 2 sunflowers in the corners. Now I'm going to use my leather leaf. You get 2 pieces. This is not something you probably always do, but this is good every now and then because you don't want your leather leaf to take over your arrangement, but it kind of gives it some depth. So I would go ahead and put that in some places, the larger pieces that you cut off, and a little bit here. You're going to have to move it around. You don't want to not be able to see your roses at all, but if you can still see them like you can here, then you're fine. Okay, then take some smaller pieces and put them in the corners of your arrangement. Make sure your leather leaf is going correctly. Remember, there's a darker side and a lighter side. Make sure the darker side is showing. I have another piece I think I'm going to put kind of in the back right here. Just kind of get it almost like you made a triangle from the top. And just check everything. I need something right here, or I need to move that. Maybe if I lift my flower up a little bit, that would look better. But I'm still going to add some leather leaf there and in the corner as well. Just going to put that in the corner instead. Kind of I shifted that around a little bit so it looks a little cool. That in. You want to make sure your flowers are all in the water. That's very important. And then just check your corners. Make sure you have a piece of leather leaf in each of your corners. That's going to help push your arrangement up closer to the center. Okay, so again, fill your water up a little bit more. It's a little different than the video because I took everything out after I did it the first time. Okay, if you have more gaps, you can add more leather leaf or just whatever you have left over. But the good news is we're going to use these pine cones, and if you have a gap, that's where you need to put them. That will help close that gap. And you can use two, you don't have to use both of them though. And we're done.
It's our time. We are shining. We are shining all the time. Shining.
And there we go. I'm going to get a better view. Okay, so again, I've got my 4 sunflowers. They're kind of in a line with each other. I got leather leaf sticking out in different places. Make sure your water line is higher. And there we go. Probably what I can do for this one, because notice it's kind of sticking up a little high or it's out of place. You can carefully take that out and rearrange it so it fits better, like that. Okay, and that is the fall or Thanksgiving flower arrangement. Again, if there's some gaps, you might have to trim your flowers or push them in. Make sure they're pushed in well. Apparently that one was not pushed in very well. So let me fix that. Okay, if the leather leaf is not working, take out the leather leaf. Okay, that's another option. And just add your pine cones to the arrangement as well. Okay, and here it is again with the leather leaf. And then any holes you might have to move around and add your pine cones. And make sure your flowers are not falling out, but that they're in there. I may have cut that one a little too short, but there it is. When you're finished, be sure to take pictures. You might want to push things in a little bit to make sure they're secure inside, but you don't want to smush your flowers. Okay, and make sure you label this in your ePortfolio fall arrangement or Thanksgiving arrangement. And it doesn't have to look exactly like this, but something similar to that.